Now, Abenomics is Japanese Prime Minister Abe Shinzo Abe's aggressive monetary policies, mainly aimed at boosting its economy through massive quantitative easing.
But Tokyo's attempts, including the massive issuance of sovereign bonds, is not only affecting the foreign exchange market with the depreciating yen, it's also shadowing Korea's financial markets by dragging down Seoul's outbound shipments.
Now, joining us live is Arirang News Song Ji-sun. We're going to ask her about what we can expect in the coming months and what's expected if Abenomics ends up being a failure or a success. So, Ji-sun, let us begin by talking about what Abenomics is all about.
Good evening, guys. It's been only 6 months since the so-called Abenomics policy kicked in December last year after Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe took office. He set a main goal of reviving the stagnant Japanese economy, and that policy can be broken down into 3 parts. Kicking off the Abenomics paradigm was massive quantitative easing that depreciated Japanese yen and gave the benchmark stock exchange Nikkei a boost in the first couple of months. Tokyo also plans to expand its government expenditure and in the long term conduct government reforms, mainly focused on deregulation, taxation, among others. The restructuring plan is scheduled to be released before the end of this month. But the downside of its massive bond issuance has already begun to surface. This is why Japan's quantitative easing could pose such a high risk. Japan procures more than half of its government budget through sovereign bonds and the rest through tax revenues.
More than 95% of Japan's national bonds are owned by local investors, and it's easy for Tokyo to raise money through bonds. But eventually, it will be tough for Tokyo to pay back the principal, with the long-term bond interest rate rising to over 1% these days. Note that Japan's benchmark interest rate hovers slightly above their 0% mark. When bond buyers sell it back, the Japanese bond will lose its attractiveness, putting the government in a difficult spot.
And Korea has been hit by this Abenomics policy in its exports. Korea's major exporting companies have seen continuous drops in their overseas sales, while Japanese exporters saw a dramatic rise since the third quarter last year, when the yen started to shed its value. For Korea, outbound shipments, not just to Tokyo, but to other destinations around the world, will see a cutback in orders, as many of Korea's flagship export items are in direct competition with Japanese counterparts.
The low yen, higher won trend kicked in last November, and it usually takes 7 to 8 months for that to be reflected to export shipments. Korea's major exporting companies will continue to suffer from the weak yen in the second half and in the long run as well.
Now, Ji-sun, I suppose, I guess the question is, how do we know if Abenomics is working? I mean, how do you define the success or failure of this policy?
Well, to answer your question, Ganyang, it's not really clear-cut. If we define success as Tokyo reviving its economy as planned, it may not be a good signal for Korea, as Japanese exporters will regain competitiveness and compete head-on with Korean exporters in the global market. But on a more of a macro point of view, the global economy will be given a boost, given that the Japanese economy is the 3rd largest in the world. If Abenomics fails to achieve its goals, the market consensus is that Tokyo will slump back into a period of no growth, very much like the decades of depression that continued before the Abenomics took effect. This, of course, means years of deflation will return, and the market will lose its credit on the Japanese government with higher default risks. Experts say the key to success with the reform and restructuring of the government and how well Tokyo executes it.
Execution is key. And what are the sentiments from other countries regarding this policy? Are they just as concerned as most of us here in Korea are?
Right. Just last Friday, the International Monetary Fund warned that there are considerable downside risks if Tokyo doesn't slash back its huge national debt. The IMF praised Abe and the Bank of Japan for being on the right track in their bid to reverse the years of falling prices, but noted that Tokyo must deliver on its pledges for more reforms. Now turning back to Seoul, Finance Minister Hyun No-seok also commented just this Monday that the G8 must prepare for the aftermath of the low yen trend, and that leaders of the G8 countries must bring this issue to the table at the summit scheduled later this month. And the chief of Korea's Finance Services Commission, Shin Jae-yoon, also told reporters that Korea will be affected whether Abenomics ends up a failure or a success. But Shin also noted that Korea is more affected by the U.S.'s quantitative easing than that of Japan's. All these views summed up suggest that Seoul must come up with countermeasures for every scenario in terms of the post-effects of the Abenomics policy before foreign exchange rates, protecting companies that rely highly on exports, as well as taking Korea's stock market into account. Back to you.
Well, definitely a lot of fronts that Korea needs to tackle in terms of, I guess, countering the Abenomics, if you will, coming from Japan. All right, thank you, Ji-sun, for that report. That was Arirang News Song Ji-sun on the effects and outlook of Japan's economic policies headed by Prime Minister Shinzo Abe.